Be strong.
Hi, this is Joan with Stuff to Discuss, and I'm here with Elisabeth Noone. She is like multi-talented. She's all over the place talented, and I can't say much more and many more to her as far as what she is. So welcome her. Thank you so much again, Elisabeth, for your time, as I mentioned before. And yeah, we're going to just have fun at this. So, I like people to have fun with our, this show or channel.
Especially now if we don't have fun.
If we don't have, I know, right? And I guess our first question we'll get started is, I appreciate your craft. What made you want to involve in show business? Because a lot of people, they have their own look at how show business should be. And, they fall into I think the category is, well, oh, let me, follow what other people are doing. But some people, I think too, is exciting when they have their own, pathway. So what made you want to, what inspired you, I guess?
Well, I think one of the things, and I thought about that a lot. And part of it was I was always a very curious child. I came from a big family. Okay. And I noticed at a very early age that each and every one of us were different. So gotcha. I was always very curious as to why somebody was motivated to act the way that they did. Okay. Why did someone cry at something in the playground that another person would bully the same behavior in a playground?
Right.
Why were some kids just coming in and ready for, first, second, third grade, and other kids just cried their hearts out because they hated to be away from home? So I think it was the curiosity of how people think and feel and react that I realized you could do that in something called acting.
See?
You could become another person, or at least put yourself in like a melange, like a pot.
Right.
So
right.
I'm only one of the ingredients.
Stir in that pot.
Stir in that pot with the background and the parents and the economic background and all that. And so that I can become that other person. That was my big motivation.
Wow.
To work with that.
Yeah. Okay. So the second question is, since you like storytelling, because I was reading about your bio about you like your storytelling, and my mother was like that. Unfortunately, passed away, but she definitely told some good stories. And so, since you like storytelling, what do you think makes a good storyteller? Because I like I said, my mom, they loved her stories. So what do you think makes a good storyteller?
That's a great question. I think there are two things. One, you have to be a good listener.
There you go.
Okay. Because if you listen, then you learn how another person reacts and is and thinks and feels and everything. And the other thing I think is that you have to really trust your imagination. Let your imagination take you wherever it takes you, and don't judge it. Okay. I'm writing children's trilogy right now. Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to, what I learned was to take what I was taught through my acting career. Okay. And then let myself create characters.
See?
And trust it. I think telling stories, you have to trust that you want to say something, you want to tell a story. Right. And then just trust the instrument.
See?
And let it go. Don't edit your own writing right away. You can always hire somebody to do that,
That's right. That's true. Yeah.
No, you can tell what,
Well, you can tell if someone's really telling a true story or not. And that's right. You said just listen and basically, because a lot of people that's the hard part about I think as humans is that we don't listen. We just go ahead and just take upon our own, just like keep talking. I try not to do that, but as far as we have to listen, and then we learn. You learn a lot, like you mentioned. Yes.
And awesome. Also, if you're talking about telling storytelling as far as a narrator goes, telling someone else's story.
Okay.
It's very much the same thing too. How would I feel in that circumstance?
Mm,
And how is the writer telling me this character feels?
right.
So you don't eliminate one, you try to marry them. I
Got
always say the most successful marriage I've ever had is between myself and a character.
got you.
Otherwise, I don't seem to do too well in that department. But you know, if you give
Right,
me a
right.
character, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, right. Now, you know what? Now I would think it would be a little when you're dealing with directors and stuff like that, do that when they say, look, this is my story right here. This is what I'm trying to portray on the screen, bring it to life. Then is it basically, do you feel like it's pressured there for you as, you
No,
know,
I
your art?
love input.
Oh,
I
okay.
love input. And one
Okay.
of the reasons is because, you know, as an actor, and I'm a big believer in studying the craft, you know, with the experts and with people that have from Stanislavski who've been along, you know, been around a long time, to Guskin, you know, how to, what's that book, How to Stop Acting or whatever it is,
Yeah.
to some of the contemporary teachers. You know, because you have choices. So what
Okay.
a director does is help you hone in on the choice,
Oh, okay.
because otherwise you're kind of, you don't quite know how to go. So it's great when you're given the freedom to have a take where you just do your thing.
Mm,
And then to have the, what we call, you know, adjustments
right.
come in is so helpful because it helps you hone where you want to go.
Right. Right.
Okay, so I never have, in fact, I love to work with directors who appreciate actors,
Right. Yeah,
you know.
I've watched other interviews and some actors have a problem with directors just like to straight like, no, don't stretch out your creativity, and then they like, I need that because you won't get the best out of me, you know. And
Mhm.
that's where I'm like, wow, okay, that makes sense. So because we don't see the outtakes until after we get the, you know, the video and see, oh, this could have been in that, you know, and they tried so many times different ways. Yeah, so
And
yeah, that's
I
good to know.
always look at, you know, the hierarchy of that production, whatever it is, if it's a small little dinner theater, or,
Mm,
you know, I don't really know about dinner theater, but a small theater, you
right,
know,
right.
or it's a feature film. The director in the hierarchy of the project is a very important person,
Mm,
you
hmm.
know.
Yes,
So it's really good to listen to him because he's directing that because he has a vision.
there you go.
And it's my job to help him on his vision, not necessarily for him to see mine for
Right,
the
got you.
as the priority.
Got
Mine is to give my vision,
right.
but not to be blind to the fact that I'm just a small parcel of this whole thing that he's responsible for, or she, hopefully
Mhm.
she,
Hey,
and
we
more
in there.
people.
Hey, we got a lot of women
Yeah,
directors
it's
out there
great.
now today. Yes, it's
We're
like
doing.
awesome. Yeah. Oh, well, that's good to know. Okay, so my next question is, since you wrote the projects, you wrote several projects, you said, I think I read, and it said theater, for theater, and how does it feel to see your words come to life? Because as a director, you like, now you're an actor on that other side. Now to be on that other side, see it come to life, and they say, here's my vision. How does that feel? I mean, do you like,
Well,
wow?
most of the stuff that I have done has been more with improvisation.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
like creating a scenario with improvisation and seeing the actors bring it to life.
Okay.
And I've taught it in coaching, and I've also just loved to play with it. So
Oh,
I have never really written a play per se and then had it performed.
oh, okay. Okay. All
So
right.
there's part of that question I can't answer, but
Okay.
the part that I can answer is when you see your words or what you have a vision of
Right.
come to life through an actor's interpretation of it as well as yours. It's really wonderful. You learn about your writing through it being performed.
See, I thought so. I was like, that must be exciting because again, you know, it's like creating something or a costume or something, and people wear it and you're like, oh, look at that's, but when it comes to your craft, when you're writing or being a writer, it's like, hey, it's coming to life as I
Yeah,
vision. Yeah, that's cool.
having it come to life, and it's the same thing as having a poem that I've written read by someone
Right, you
else.
are a port. Yeah, because I saw you. Yeah, your work. Yes, that's awesome. Wow. Now, me, I wasn't good at poems, and when it came to, I had this teacher. She was just all about poems, and I was like, I just not good at that. And so, but I really, you know, think it's so cool where how people put that together and
I'll
meaning.
tell you the thing about poetry.
Mhm.
reading poetry is really so important. I
Mm.
think it is
Oh no, yeah.
in developing the intensity of how people feel, because poets, write in a completely different form. But
Mm.
if you can appreciate poetry
Okay.
and learn to look at it, not be intimidated by it. Poetry can be very intimidating.
That's probably what my problem
Fellow, is he trying to say, what am
Yeah,
I
right.
saying? But if you can look beyond that and
Okay.
just look at how the words are put together and the cadence and the iambic pentameter and all these wonderful ways that you can phrase
Okay.
something.
Okay.
So poetry is really important.
Yeah. Wow. That's probably what I was missing because I was like, yeah, because the word, maybe I'm used to, like you said, the words coming
More linear.
together. Yeah, there you go. And then when that came out, I'm like, oh, I'm never going to get this. And I was intimidated. That's probably why I just shut it
And
down.
it
Yeah.
takes time. Poetry takes time.
Okay. See, that's good to know. That's good to know. I thought you had to just, whoop, and then
Yeah.
that's why I was like, I'm struggling. I am struggling.
You're so
Well,
honest. I just love it.
it's true. You
You're
struggle, you gotta tell the truth. There you go. Let me see. So do you feel that you accomplished your goals? Do you feel that you had accomplished your goals after winning multiples of awards? Because I read about your awards you had.
Um, do I feel I have accomplished my goals after winning awards?
Yes, because
That's
when you win awards, you feel like now I gotta stop, top
right.
that, right? Yeah.
No, I've always, in the awards that I have won, I've always, well, I shouldn't say this. I want to be truthful. Sometimes I thought, if I don't win this, they're nuts,
Hey, you're not human if that's it.
And
If you don't think that.
and then other times, I feel like Viola Davis who was like, what? She was like blown away. And if anybody should not be blown away, it's Viola Davis, right?
Oh yeah, right.
So damn good. But no, I've always been encouraged to because somebody thinks that what I'm doing and my choices and all that are good and that they're believable. So it's always encouraged me to maybe go a step further.
Okay.
Take a character that would be more outside my safety box.
Got you. Okay.
And so and goals, I think, I've been in business a long time. So
You are you're
goals,
good. Yeah.
goals
Uh-huh.
keep you going from um, one plateau, if you will, or
Right.
one stage of your career into another.
Okay. That's true. Yes.
So
Yeah.
I've never felt like I've accomplished all my goals.
Right. Yeah. You always got that box right there. You say, okay, I gotta make sure that
I think it's really important to make them. Sometimes, I get so busy that I forget about the goal.
Yeah, that's cool. But
And
I think if
I think it's a good question.
if you thought on the goal, then you probably you would be like stumbling, right? Like kind of because we always teach Justin, be like, hey, you know what, make sure that you focus on what your goal is, but as you building up to that craft or whatever you're building up to that goal, enjoy it as you go along. And so
Yeah.
I think some people, if they just basically pounding and don't enjoy it, then it's kind of like you're gonna say, I don't want the goal anymore. I don't know.
No, I think that's very true. You can't
Yeah.
get discouraged by not getting that goal when you expect it to happen.
Exactly.
Because it can happen. You're going along this path over here, and the goal is like, hey, wait a minute, it's over here.
And I get distracted. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. Goals are. I think goals are really important, but they have to service the work.
Right. Right. You're right. Yeah. No, that's true because that's good. Good answer. There you go. All right. So my next question is.
Oh, I got an A on that one, right?
You got an A. I know. Thumbs up. Yeah. What inspired you to want to connect to the several foundations that you're part of? Because I was impressed with the foundation that I'm like, is she doing that? I was like, okay.
So I had the opportunity to go to Tibet. And I lived in Tibet for a little while. And I lived in these villages where the children had nothing. I mean, Joanne, nothing.
Oh, I bet.
We brought, I started a foundation for the education and the needs of Tibetan children.
Okay.
So it was really something that I felt as a child.
Mm.
So I always wanted to do something that was just specifically for children. I like the Save the Children Fund. That's a
Oh, okay.
fund.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, because we're all this, I believe we're all the same.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, basically we're all the same, okay?
Exactly.
But some of us have more advantages in one place and some of us are more advantaged in another place. So if we could just help each other, Joanne, wouldn't that be nice?
I know. Hey, I know what you come. I came from that where my mom, well, it all started where we, like you said, you wasn't middle class. You was middle class, but you know, that's what I was teaching my son, Justin, is that here we learned that when my mom became a single mom, then she was struggling with how to get food, or, you know, I had to be on welfare, or you know, she had to be on welfare or getting food stamps and whatever. And so, but living that, I'm glad that I did witness that, because now I'm not a spoiled brat. I'm not, and we didn't raise Justin to be a spoiled brat. And so him seeing that, he knows where, oh, okay, you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth, or whatever, how to say it. But it's like, it's good to see, not say it's good, but you know, in life, you know that there's there's other things out there that people are don't have, that when you get something that you appreciate it more. And so there's been times that, you know, Justin has not had to ask us for $1 or anything like that, because, you know, we taught him well that, you know what, you earn what you get, but you get now today that some people don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate what they have. And so I think people should go out, like what you said you did, and see exactly how other people in the world is living. They don't all have that advantage to go get some clean water. Yeah, you know, yeah.
No, it's a big joy to share.
Yes, yes.
You know, it really is. And Doctors Without Borders, that's a wonderful organization.
Yeah, no, I remember I had a job where I didn't know that the Indians border, I know, I was just learning a little bit, and they had their own doctors and they still wasn't being helped by the government or something like that. And I'm like, what? And so that was mind blowing to me, because I was like, I thought that we all was having the same, you know, I don't know, but that was like when I worked in like the front office, and just for a little bit temporarily, and then it was like they only, you know, had their own doctoring, their own, and it was like off somewhere. And I was like, well, that's just wrong, you know? And so it was like, I don't know, that was a wake up call for me. There's been things in life that I witnessed it too, that I was like, see, I'm appreciative of what I have and what to do. And then you did something about it. So that's really awesome. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, if we can't give back,
yeah, gotta get back.
All about it, you know.
True. You have to get back.
Really?
So that's cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. All right. So, hey, you going fast with the question. I thought you'd be the talkative one. You know, have people got to just go into depth how to explain, because you're a storyteller. So I thought maybe, but I'm on this last one. Which do you prefer, theater or television, when it comes to, because you've done both, right? Am I saying it right? Theater?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, theater is in your blood.
Okay.
I mean, I bet Justin, from his very first, you know, one of his first productions, where I worked with him in one of his first productions, right? It gets in your blood, and it is just incredible, and it's wonderful.
Got you.
I got away from it simply because of making a living, and I got into television, both voiceover and on camera, right?
Yeah.
And once I started, it just escalated, you know, and escalated and escalated.
Right.
And but you know, I had a young child, and I was divorced very early in from that first marriage, and we're still good friends. But you know, it was challenging for me financially. So theater did not do that. Theater didn't provide that security that I needed to maintain and have.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I mean, I remember in New York, we lived in a trailer.
Did you? Okay.
Yes, on the street.
Wow. Okay.
And it, you know, it was our first place that we lived was a 5-floor walk up.
Mm.
And we both shared a little efficiency, and I got us bunk beds for Christmas.
Okay, okay.
So, you know, he slept on the bottom and I slept on the top, and then we'd change because he wanted, you know, up there. But you know, one of those little pull-out kit, you know,
Oh yeah, those. Oh
stove,
yeah, yeah,
with the refrigerator about this big
yeah.
under,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
and everything. And uh, so yeah, you know, I mean, we started that way, so I had to support him.
Right.
So as much as I love theater, and I studied with some incredible people, and was part of the Kim Stanley workshop, which
Okay.
at that time on Houston Street was a very impressive place to study, because she was
Oh, wow.
wonderful.
Wow.
And studied with, you know, Strasbourg and Uta Hagen and all of those people. But I really went after a representation for television.
Did you? Oh wow. Okay.
That's
Oh,
what I wanted, because I wanted to make the money.
make the money. Yeah, that's where the money is. You got to go where the money is. That's
Yeah.
where it guides you. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, I was just thinking what you said about not telling stories. You know, when you go through this business, you got a million stories. Okay?
Yes,
The
I bet
good,
you do.
the bad, the ugly,
Yeah,
you
there
know,
you go.
the
Yeah.
sad, the elated, you know, the horrible relationships, you know, you get into, and but I think that just talking to you, it makes me also realize how lucky I am.
See, I'm glad I'm a help.
Yeah, I'm still working.
Yes. No, no,
Which
it's like, well,
great.
see, well, because like you said, when we witness that in life, and then I guess when the director say, okay, just try to pull this from that, you at least experience that. So it's not much of a hard thing. So you kind of, right, you pull in and say, okay, I'm going to go off what I've learned, the experience that I have in life, where this character is probably that I could portray.
Well, and
Yeah.
also, if you look at your life, I must know something because I'm still doing it.
There,
You
see?
know, so
True.
there's nothing like experience and longevity in something that you do
Hmm.
that helps your confidence.
Okay. Okay.
You know, the longer you're in it, the more confident you become. I mean,
Right.
think of what you just said too in the beginning about being so, you know, being apprehensive and nervous about the interviews and everything going well. And
Right.
now it's just like a conversation.
Yes, it is totally true. True. That is true. You're
That's
right.
a great feeling.
Yes. No, it is. I mean, because to have a conversation, to conversate, it just be natural. And that's what I said with interviews, I want it to be natural because I don't see that most of the time in interviews. I mean, I'm not saying all interviews suck, but I mean, with other people's platform, but it's just that I'm like, they could have pulled something from better, you know, something better from that person with the question. And I think, you know, just to try to just, you know, belittle them or whatever, it's just this
Well,
downgrading. But
you've asked some questions that are thought provoking, and but they don't lend themselves to just kind of going off about some other tangent. They really are very specific questions, and I appreciate that too, because it helps me to focus on what I can contribute to your viewers. I do know one thing that I can't stand that I have to do,
ooh,
but I want to put your name on follower. I have to, for publishing purposes, have a social media platform.
okay.
So
Okay.
I'm going to smile when I'm saying this. So I'm developing a Twitter account and an Instagram account.
Hey, no,
Oh,
it's hard.
dear
It's
God.
hard. No, I had an interviewer, and it made Justin happy. Well, he's happy with all my interviews, but it made him happy because he's now into puppeteering. I don't know if you've been following him on that, but
Yes, I have.
definitely, yeah. So, like, okay, so you didn't know this, and I told the other guy that he took voiceovering from, is that he got him the job through Possibility Shop with Jim Henson and Disney. So he was like, that night, that whole 6 months that you was doing Katrina, it was basically cry. Remember, he was crying, and so
Oh,
that
yes.
was it. So it was something I never seen of him. I never thought he could just do that on cue. I'm like, who's this son of mine? So anyway, and then he got this call from Tony Gonzalez. He does a voiceover for kids and Nickelodeon and stuff. And he was so happy that he didn't have to cry, that it was like, he was like, I'm with some kids. I can be joyful. And he got the job. And it was just the most exciting thing for him. But I think that's what veered him over to puppetry, because he was like, I don't want to be sad anymore. I want to go into doing, puppets. So, but he still does his own, like, things with that. But that's why I was saying, like, when he gravitates to what he learned from the theater with you guys. And that's why it's good that you say that with life experiences, that you can go ahead and, grab from what you learned and then bring that onto the stage or to television. And then it just come natural, and so that's the awesome thing about that. And that's why
when you go through life,
uh-huh.
When I go through life, I can only speak for myself.
Okay.
I have learned the meaning of words like sob.
Okay.
Weep.
Mm.
Okay. Ecstatic.
There you go.
Okay. Dreadful.
Mm.
Hilarious.
Right.
I mean, you learn the meaning of words as you go through life. And that's another thing, you keep kind of like a library of strong emotions that you felt.
Okay.
And kind of the instance, so that you can call on these. It was like you build your own library, your own emotional library.
Okay. See?
And I think that's something that I learned to do a long, long time ago. And I still reference it.
No, it's good, because it never expires.
No, it doesn't. And what you felt as a teenager.
Right.
That feeling where you feel left out, that you weren't invited, or the guy that you wanted didn't take you to the prom, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
That same feeling as an adult, if you can get to that one over there, it just broadens.
True.
What you're doing.
Yes. Yeah. See?
Joy
Look at
of
you.
business.
Yeah, that's right. Now you said, wait, you say you was writing a book? Did you?
I'm writing a children's trilogy. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm working with an editor from LA, and I have a literary manager.
Okay.
But publishers now require that you have because this would be the first time really publishing a book, not writings, but.
Oh, okay.
And so they require social media.
Oh, so that's
what I have to do.
But I know.
Pray for me.
I will. I'll pray for you. Like, save her. Yeah, I know. Like I said, the guy Kevin Clark, was it Carson? Yeah, we was talking to him, and he's like, I have built a platform or fan base, but through television, he said, but now it's totally different when you got to do it through the social media aspect. And he said, now I got to go another route. And it's like starting all over. And it is. It's like, I never thought about that. And I'm like, that is totally true. You have to start all over with the social media route. But you're like, I don't know this Twitter. I don't know this Instagram. I fought Instagram for like the longest. And then finally, now I'm all happy, with it. But Twitter, I'm still a little, but yeah, it's shaky. But once you learn it, I guess you get all happy about it, and it's there.
Well, and I think it does serve a purpose. It's like a necessary evil almost. That's when true. You're learning it. But I think once you can narrow your focus, exactly, then I think it can really be very useful. And that's what I'm learning. See,
it's good to learn, and we learn every day. Yeah. She's like, I don't
know. A girlfriend gave me a magnet one time.
Oh, did she?
To put on the refrigerator, and said, "Oh no, not another opportunity to learn."
I like that.
Stop with the opportunities already.
Yeah, you like stop. Yeah, it never ends. Yeah. All right. Well, again, like I said, we like to have fun on this channel, so I'm going to ask you some speed round. We have, right? I'm going to ask you some speed round questions. They're not hard to see how fast you can do it. You win nothing. But yeah, but let's see how it works out. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now, what is the one thing you have always wanted to do? I mean, you've done everything already. What was that?
Publish my book. I've thought story for 35 years.
Yeah. See? Okay. There you go. Okay. What TV sitcom family would you be a member of?
Seinfeld.
Oh,
New York, Seinfeld.
Love Seinfeld. Love him. Yes. Let me see, texting or talking?
It depends. Sometimes texting is great. I'll meet you on the corner. What corner?
Yeah, right.
But anything that has any depth in it, you've got to have a conversation, because you can text 13 times about something where you can pick up the frickin' phone and say, I'm on the southeast corner of so and so and so and so.
People are scared of that. They're scared of, we don't talk anymore. It's not that. Exactly. Okay. What do you think a person needs to be happy? What do you think?
Loving yourself.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with ego.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That should be on a t-shirt. Loving yourself. Are you a dog or a cat person? Or neither, probably.
Tend more towards dogs.
Yeah, and nothing against the cats. Yeah, I know. We got both, but I just,
Yeah.
Yeah. And your last one is, last time you laughed very hard out loud. When was the last time you laughed very hard out loud?
I have a couple of very funny friends. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
And right now I can't even remember, but my friend Meredith, she has a way of looking at life that is just hilarious. And she's a okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
She is so doggone funny, and we walk a lot together.
Oh,
and the
okay.
other day on the street, what the hell did she say? I can't remember what she said, but we were on the street walking, and I mean, I was convulsed. I could hardly stand up. Just she could make me cry.
Well, you gotta have that friend. You're like, okay, this friend in my life is gonna always keep me happy. I can't be sad.
Oh,
yes.
And my son also can be hilarious.
Yeah, yes. Gotta have the kids. They keep
my mom, she's a man eater. I mean, I go, Monty, I am not a man. Oh, from my perspective,
Yeah.
I mean,
right. Yeah. Well, see, you did it. That was so fast. You did it. Awesome. I like it. So now the promo, the closing interview question is, can you tell us and your viewers what we can expect from you in the near future? I know you got the book going and everything. Anything else that we could expect? I'm sorry, I'm like crying.
Well, I am going to be developing the Twitter and the Instagram. So I would love for people to follow that. And that's kind of a new development in my career, which is going from the performance to the writing. But I will always, so I'm not engaged right now in a project, an on-camera project, because I'm focusing on the writing. Okay. But I'd like everybody to follow those when I put them together.
Oh, well, we definitely will click that.
And remember that my name is spelled with an S and not a Z.
Okay. There it is, because we want to put the Z, Yeah. No, we're here to promote you and definitely as best we can.
So
and
thank you so much.
No problem. Yes. Awesome. All right. Well, hey, that's it. You did great. I want the best for you. And yeah. And thank you so again for your time. So again, this is Joanne with Stuff to Discuss. We are totally going to be following Elisabeth with her just projects that she loves to do, and we just got to follow her. It's going to be in the description below. So don't forget to thumbs up this video, share it, and comment if you can. And yeah, we're out. So thanks. Bye.